welcome back to another episode of Baldwin Preparatory Academy's podcast, Trailblazing Career Tech Minds. This is the podcast where we dive into the innovative world of career tech. I'm your host, Elise Bridges, the career coach here at BPA. I'm joined by our co-host, Miss Eames. She's one of our amazing science teachers here. Today, we are so excited to have two of our culinary seniors with us, Jocelyn and Charlotte. Both of these students have been so involved since they got to our campus last year. They have both been Employee of the Month. Both are members of FCCLA, with Jocelyn being our president and Charlotte being our secretary this year. And they are both on the ProStart Culinary Competition Team. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Perfect. So look, to start off, I want to dive in and talk to me more about what drew you into the culinary program here at BPA.
So I didn't really get into cooking until kind of late in life, but the past few years I just have felt more and more and more passionate about it. And when I was presented with the opportunity to come to this brand new school, I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, I've been interested in cooking since I was 9. So when I didn't initially know about this program, I knew my brother was going to be coming here. And then when I heard about all the amazing stuff that the culinary program was going to offer, I decided I just really wanted to come here and experience that.
Okay, so speaking of cooking, you both have a passion for it, and you're both on the ProStart Culinary team. Can you tell us a little bit about what ProStart is? I know it's got 2 branches of competitions, and Jocelyn, I believe you're a part of both of those branches. So can you guys kind of walk us through what is ProStart and what exactly are you guys doing in your competition?
Would you like to explain culinary and then I'll explain management?
Yeah, so the culinary aspect of ProStart is relatively simple yet very complicated. So we essentially have a selected amount of time to make a 3-course dish with a 4-person cooking team plus a management team. We have about 20 minutes of time to prepare our ingredients. That's not including knife cuts. And then we have an hour to do our knife cuts and cooking. During that hour, we have no water and no running electricity, just us and whatever tools that we brought, and 2 burner stoves.
Okay, so I'm going to recap that. Okay, you have an hour to cook a 3-course meal.
Yes.
And we do 2 plates of every portion of it.
Yes.
Okay, and I've witnessed you guys practicing for this, and you're in a very confined space, and there is no running water.
Nope.
I know you guys had pitchers of water that you had to pour from. Okay, so how is it that you guys are able to accomplish such a task? You explained it so simply, but that's not simple.
That's not simple.
That's not simple. So what is it that your group has to do to be successful?
Really,
and beat this clock?
Yeah. Really, our focus is being as proactive and synergetic as possible. We really just try to work together and figure out who's doing what. We have a timeline that we actually set out so that we know what we're doing at what times. And we're just constantly trying to help each other out. So it's really just, the majority of it is just being good with a team and knowing when you have to let up from your own plate to give it to someone else.
And I'd say practice has been such a major aspect of it. Every Wednesday we do a full practice where we make our entire 3-course meal. And every week we are seeing visible improvements in how fast we're making every element. Because it starts to become second nature making everything that we're doing. Because we have such a specific schedule and we're doing it so often that it's just at
finding
point,
places you can cut time and
and it's a lot of multitasking. At every point that I'm cooking something, I'm mixing the next thing I'm about to cook.
Very good.
So, I mean, we're talking teamwork. We're talking, just having to be reliable as a teammate, having the time management, being able to multitask. I mean, that is skill after skill after skill. And is that something that you feel like you've really been building on here at BPA in the program, in the ProStart team?
I'd say absolutely. And especially with ProStart, we've been learning these things. But then we've been introducing these aspects into everything that we do in the kitchen, like calling what we're doing. All that is great practice for actually working in a professional kitchen. And I can see it kind of rubbing off on the other people in the kitchen. They're starting to call things more often. And it's given us an opportunity not only to learn, but to also kind of provide an example to everyone else in the class.
Wow, that's fantastic. I can't.
It's incredible.
That's so impressive to me.
Well, it's just like when you walk in the kitchen, like I'm just amazed at the community and just the culture that Chef has built. And it's just like everyone is helping each other.
Yep.
And even just watching you guys practice last week, I remember one of you was like, okay, well, I have this much time left. Like, how could I help somebody else with their dish? And so I was like, that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about the management team side, Jocelyn? Because I know you're part of that one. Can you tell us what that entails?
So I'm fortunate enough to have also done the management team last year. So I have even more experience. And we're spending the entire year leading up to the competition, planning out every aspect of starting a simulated new restaurant. We make a menu, we make advertisements, we make floor plans. And you've also seen last year our presentations. It's just every aspect that would go into starting a new restaurant is what we do. And so that's great experience for every part of working in a professional restaurant and having management, like taking up a management position in the future.
Yeah, because it's not just the cooking of the dishes. Like I remember talking to you guys, it's it's the dealing with customers and like how do you do that? It's safety and sanitation. And it's just there's so many different avenues that you guys have to be mindful of, and it's really cool.
Yeah, how many times a week are you practicing for this? For both sides of the competition?
So for management, we do meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays during lunch. We spend both lunches talking about every aspect. We recently are splitting up tasks to get them done more efficiently. I'll be making the floor plan. Someone else is going to be working on like advertising. Someone else is doing our food costing.
Oh, okay.
To try and get things done more efficiently. But we will still all come together to work on that stuff and make sure everything's perfect. And then for ProStart, like I said, we have full practices on Wednesday. Yeah. And then Charlotte, Garrett, and I are in there every 5th and 6th period practicing our stuff.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so by the time competition comes, I know that BPA's culinary team is going to be so beyond prepared with all this practice that you guys are putting in. I mean, that's so amazing. And I think that is something that we get to spend time here at BPA doing is those competitions. And I know that's something we make a big, emphasis on. And so getting to put those real world skills into that competition is not only going to help you now as a student and in that ProStart team, but it's going to help you when you get into the restaurant industry. So something that I really am excited to talk to you both about is the Blaze Bistro. So I know that this was open last year to our faculty, staff, and students. And I really want you to give me the rundown because I know that maybe some of our viewers don't know what the Blaze Bistro is. So kind of give me the rundown of what is it?
Yeah, so the Blaze Bistro is essentially a cafe that the culinary students will run during their class time. And so students and faculty are able to come up and order things like drinks and food. Last year, we had it open, I think, 2 days a week, roughly. For basically all day, with the exception of like around lunchtime. This year, the bistro is going to be entirely run by the juniors. I know that they've got a lot of stuff planned for this year, and they've been working the entire past quarter just trying to get the bistro planned so that they can get it up and running very, very soon. And by very, very soon, I mean October 20th, I think, is the official.
And it's a soft opening tomorrow.
Yes,
right?
And there's a soft opening tomorrow that the students are not allowed to participate in. So the bistro essentially it helps us get experience with working in a fast-paced working environment in the culinary industry, and it also helps us get some money and funds to help support things like our labs and all of our big events and all of our competitions.
So I know that you mentioned it's only going to be juniors this year, and I'm assuming that's because you have to spend so much of your time and class time on preparing for ProStart. Is that why? Is that kind of the reasoning?
Essentially, it's a recent change because last year we spent so much time running the bistro and doing all of our events that we barely had any time to do like labs and stuff. So this time it being moved to the juniors, well, the juniors have experience from sophomore year with the basics, and then the seniors also, we get to build on what we've learned from the past and we get to do more labs. So, and then the juniors get all of their working experience that they need. And a lot of these juniors are on doing internships and stuff already. So it's a good experience for them.
So that's kind of a good path,
Yes.
coming from like you mentioned, sophomores learning the basics. Junior year, you get to kind of run that bistro, really get those real world skills. And then senior year, you're getting to focus more on those events, maybe ProStart competition and preparation.
Right.
That is amazing. So Monday, October 20th, the Blaze Bistro will be open. And tell me, this is open to students, faculty and staff, and general public?
Yes. So I'd like to talk about some of the changes that they're planning on making this year that the juniors have been so tirelessly working on. One thing that you mentioned is curbside pickup. That's a focus that we have. So the bistro is going to be open every day from 10 to 11, like consistent. There might be some occasions where it gets canceled, but for the most part, Chef wants it open every single day. And part of that is at the end of the junior shift, they will be bringing out food to deliver curbside to any people who pass by. And that'll give us an opportunity to increase our funds by increasing our market base.
That's fantastic. And I think that's really neat. Like you said, not only are we doing staff, faculty, students, general public get to participate too, which I think is just something that only us at BPA get to offer. I mean, that's like one of those things we get to emphasize. I think that's so fantastic. Now, I do want to ask, what are some new items that we can expect this year?
I have had the fortune of trying some of the stuff the juniors have been working on. It's been awfully good.
Oh, I'm so
I need to
excited.
know
Yeah,
what to
we
order
need to
tomorrow.
know. Yes,
So,
we need to know.
I got to try it. We have a new entree, nachos.
That's my favorite food. Okay. Catch me at the Blaze Bistro tomorrow for the soft opening.
Yeah, we're doing cinnamon rolls now.
Okay, well, that's one of my favorite foods.
We're changing how we're doing pizza. Now, instead of ordering full pizzas, we're selling them by the slice.
Okay.
That should really expedite how fast we can get out our pizza, because it used to take quite a bit for the pizzas to cook before they could be sold. They're changing the sandwich menu slightly.
I think we're also adding in wings.
Oh, wings!
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's another new entree that we'll be doing is I think it's half a dozen wings.
I just want to circle back to this. You said it's going to be open every day from 10 to
that is the best news I have heard
But also
today.
probably not.
Place your curbside pickup orders, because every single day from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., the Blaze Bistro will be open, and we have all these new items. So come try the nachos, the wings, the beloved pizza from last year, just in by the slice, or is it by the slice or by the quarter? Okay.
But I'm not sure how big the slices are pretty large.
So okay,
It's like,
come get your pieces by the slice, and it's affordable prices too. So be sure and come to see us for that. Okay, that is fantastic. What are your favorite menu items from the Blaze Bistro? I do need to know.
Okay, I know our fraps are very popular. They were probably the most ordered item last year, aside from the pizzas. So in terms of drinks, I would probably recommend those. Or we have flavored lemonades that I do really like.
Ooh.
Jocelyn, what do you like?
I have to say, a frap is always a great kind of special treat, because I drink my coffee every day, but something about a really sweet blended coffee is always fun. And I quite enjoyed the nachos when I got to try them.
Okay, then I will take y'all's recommendations, and we will be trying a frap and a nacho. Perfect. Okay, so I really wanted to dive in to just things that you've learned here at BPA and skills that you feel that you've gained. I know earlier we kind of talked about some of those top skills that you're getting from ProStart, but just as a whole, from being at Baldwin Prep and in the culinary program, what are some of the top skills that you really feel like you've gained in the past 2 years?
So I'll say I just started a position at the Grand Hotel in Point Clear. It's an opportunity that was only provided to people who are currently enrolled in a culinary program, and it's been just like being in the kitchen here. I've learned so much about. I think a lot of people in the program expected it to just be cooking classes, but I really appreciate how much I've learned about actually working in like a professional kitchen. That's the main takeaway that I've had, because it's given me all the skills I needed to be successful working in the pastry kitchen at the Grand now.
Wow. And you said, so you're specifically doing pastry for the Grand right now?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
And what chills.
I know. I love that.
It just gave me chills. It just makes me so happy because I respect chefs so much. And to hear her students just echo what I know is to be true is, I don't know, just that gave me chills, Jocelyn.
And what about you, Charlotte? Some of these top skills that you feel that you've gotten in the culinary program here?
Right. So as Jocelyn said, we obviously get a lot of actual culinary work experience. And it's been really helpful in terms of picturing what my future is going to look like. And I think a lot of people have at this point now determined what career pathway they want in the culinary field now that they have some experience with that. Also, I've just learned a lot of basics. And of course, you can learn a lot of the basics at home, but I've really learned a lot of the basics in terms of how they're utilized and how they play on each other and how you're supposed to correctly use them and when you're supposed to use a paring knife versus a chef knife and things like that. And it's something that you don't always get because, especially if you're going to learn cooking from a basic YouTube tutorial, then you're not going to they're going to expect you to know the basics of how to properly use a knife. Well, a lot of people, turns out, don't know how to correctly hold a knife.
I need y'all to do a class.
Yes, I need a class, actually.
I humbly am asking for you guys to do a class.
Honestly, that sounds like a fundraising venture.
There you go.
I would 100% pay money.
Yeah, I need to bring that up at the next FCCLA.
Do it in AO or something, and I will. I'm serious.
We'll attend.
I would love that.
Do you feel like this program? I know that y'all will get finished up in May and go, whether that's into a technical, a training program or a culinary program, but do you feel that this program has prepped you for the workplace sufficiently?
Absolutely. I would say absolutely.
Yeah, it's been great in terms of preparing us for what's next.
Thank you both so much for joining us today. I'm so glad we got to hear more about all the different, parts of the culinary pathway here at BPA, from FCCLA to the ProStart competition and training for that and prepping for that, but also getting to hear about your kind of day-to-day labs, the bistro. I think that it's such a well-rounded program. So if you at home are considering going into the culinary program at BPA, this is your sign. You will be prepared for the workforce. So again, thank you both so much for just coming and answering our questions and taking the time out to hang out with us today.
Thank you guys
for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so join us next time as we bring insights from industry leaders, cutting edge technology, and educators who are preparing the next generation. Stay ahead of the curve with Trailblazing Career Tech Minds.